Yeah, that's it. Because, yeah. 9:15 says Yosef Ali, and still the indignation of their heart. See, this has nothing to do with 9 through 5. You know, so he's put that out there, you know. I said, I meant to say Quran 9 through 5. Oh my God, the face palm. Don't you mean OMA face palm? Yeah, OMA, yeah. Oh my God, the face palm. Again, I meant to say Quran 9, 1 through 5 and 29. Yeah. I didn't mean to say 950, I meant to say 9, 1 through 5. It's Quran 9, 1 through 5 that allows Muslims to break peace treaties. Rise up and slay those that aren't Muslims. The only thing that saves them is if they want to hear the Quran or they are stupid. They know not. Of course, in Quran 9:29, the only thing that saves people of the scripture, Jews and Christians, is if they are paying the Jizyah tax, high tax of humiliation. How this is enforcing Islam on non-Muslims is baffling. Perhaps you can try to explain how it's not forcing Islam on others, okay? And now on to 9:29. Go for it. Here is a similar hadith. Oh, so you do believe in that hadith? Bukhari. God's apostle said, I have been ordered to fight with the people till they say none has the right to be worshipped but God. Volume 4, book 52, number 196. Don't tell me. Fight doesn't mean kill, it means tickle. True? With regards to the narration, only part of it has been quoted and the full text reads, quote, and the Prophet said, I have been ordered to fight the people until they testify that there is no deity worthy of worship other than Allah and that Muhammad is a messenger of Allah, establish the prayer and pay the zakat. Right, fight people until they become Muslim. But you are going to say fight doesn't mean kill, but tickle. True? And if they do this, then their blood and money shall be protected from me. You mean protected from Muslims programmed to go Boko Haram on the patootie, true? Except by an Islamic rite, and their accounts will be with Allah. Right. When they are burning in hell after their heads are sawed off to Allah is greater, true? I don't see how this refutes what I brought forward. This narration lists some of the pillars of Islam that the Muslims adhere to. The fighting being ordained here refers to the enforcement of laws and regulations within Islamic State. Sure, it's not striking at the necks, plus crucifixion of hands and feet from both sides and the removing, yeah. Huh? Oh. I see. Okay. Alright. Okay. I say, right, fight people until they become Muslim. But you're going to say fight doesn't mean kill but tickle, true? And if they do this, then their blood and money shall be protected from me. You mean protected from Muslims programmed to go Boko Haram on their patootie, true? Except by an Islamic rite, and their account will be with Allah. Right. When they are burning in hell after their heads are sawed off to Allah is greater. True? I don't see how this refutes what I brought forward. This narration lists some of the pillars of Islam that Muslims must adhere to. The fighting being ordained here refers to the enforcement of laws and regulations within Islamic State. Sure, it's not, quote, striking at the necks, plus crucifixion and removing of hands and feet from opposite sides. And we are to believe you are taqiyya line for Allah because, you know, just as modern governments enforce their legal policies, so too does the Islamic State. Right, for Islam is more than just a death cult. It's a political movement like Nazism in Germany. These legal policies refer to Muslims paying the zakat, charity tax, and abiding by the laws in Islamic State. which is less than what a non-Muslim has to pay in jizya tax under the threat of death if they don't pay jizya. And yet you have no problem with that because, you know, those who understood the sayings of Prophet the best were his companions, and if it was they who were able to have intercourse with the captured women in front of their husbands that we see in, and it was they who were able to have intercourse with the captured women in front of their husbands that we see in Sunan Abu Dawud 220 and 50. And we can examine the application of the sayings of the Prophet to derive a better understanding. You do realize that the sayings have Mo marrying a 6-year-old and saying he diddled her when she was 9, don't you? We find that after the death of the Prophet Muhammad, many hypocrites who had pretended to be Muslim began to turn away and leave their religious duties. Thought the lunacy would have died with him, right? One example was zakat, the charity tax. They wanted to compromise the commands of God. It was then that Abu Bakr, the first caliph and caliph of that time, cited this narration to make it clear that a compromise would be tolerated and he would fight them until they agreed to follow Islam in full. I can imagine. But aren't you to lie, though, and say this didn't happen? No. The fighting that resulted was known as the Ridda Wars. The Ridda Wars. Similarly, we can see that today's government would not tolerate if a citizen refused to pay tax or abide by the laws of the country. Oh, I see. You are trying to say that the tax of accumulation, jizya, is just the same as the zakat tax, right? That even Muslims pay a high tax of accumulation also. True? If one lives in a state or country, they must abide by the regulations to ensure a secure and healthy society. Unless it's America, where they are to let illegals in that will turn America into a banana republic. Yeah.